Hey, welcome back to the live stream. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Greetings, my excellent friends.
Greetings, my excellent friends. It's so good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is October 10th, 2019. We're going to write a little bit of code today. How's it going there, chat room? So good to see you. Let's see. Dayspawn. Yes, you followed and arrived just in time. So good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Let me check that microphone level. It's a little bit hot. There we go. That's a little bit better. Sorry about that. D.D. Walsh. Donuts on the 19th floor of Bellevue Place. I thought that was like in your contract or something. Wait. No JavaScript yet. Hang on, Goran Hal. We'll get there. I thought donuts were like in the contract there that they had to provide donuts or else no working. No working, no donuts. That's a thing there, isn't it? So good to see you, my friend. Bitter Pie Bill wishes they had a donut also. Well, Bitter Pie Bill, there's a way to solve this. DoorDash can help. Faux Lewis, hello. Welsh Ronaldo, Goran Howe. Faux Lewis has a question for us. Do we work in an office or do we home office? I home office. I work from home office. See, there it is right behind me. It's right there. There a number of folks I do know watch, and they work from an office. Yes, including D.D. Walsh, Ultramark, good to see you. Carrie Payette, hello, so good to see you. Yeah, you got to do a little bit of time in the office for meetings, absolutely. Shaka, 1891, work from home all year long. Yeah, I've been working from home for the better part of 7 years now. It's tremendous. I really enjoy it. Svava asks, what mischief? We're going to make this bot better, stronger, more powerful. Wait till you see what we do today. And it's all in Linux. So good to see you. Great. Thank you for tuning in, Svava. No donuts, no work. I think that's a fine request for either Donut Thursday or Donut Friday, wherever your workplace may make it. But we need some gluten-free donuts in that mix. Can we do something about that? Gluten-free donuts? Some of us can't do regular donuts. Dayspawn says, I found your stream on the Knowledge Fellowship page. Thank you so much. You found from a Reddit link talking about a professor who did his office hours on Twitch. Oh, that's very cool, a professor doing office hours on Twitch. That is neat. I'm not a professor. This isn't office hours. This is more of a friendly hangout. We're going to talk. We'll have a good time. We'll discuss the project we're working on. We'll learn a little bit together. I'll take some suggestions. And in fact, we've got a pull request to talk about today from a suggestion that we got yesterday. We'll be a little irreverent. I've been described as the shock jock of Twitch education. I don't know if that's too much. I don't know. Let me know.
Let me add some value.
Goran Howe with the cheer. Adding some value right off the bat. Thank you so much. Any updates on Stream Deck tools? I haven't worked on them in a while, Ultramark. And you know what? I haven't peeked in on that. There's definitely... We need to check back in on those at some point. You know what? I'm even going to go a little bit more irreverent today. Let me get the... I'm going to get the extra microphone on. See, there's a thing here. See? An extra microphone. Ha ha ha. Turn that off. Right? So when we need it, I have sound effects and voice modulation available. Let me get the voice modulation. Make sure that's all configured, because that's a thing. Right? We enjoy voice modulation. It's not that one. Oh no, maybe it is. Okay. We'll do that one. Right? It's always fun to be able to change your voice. Right? So I can do things.
Things like this. Behold the power of the Fritz side. No?
That's a thing. That can be a thing. That can totally be a thing. I haven't had the voice changer on me in a while. We'll put that on. So, yeah, you like that? So we can have fun with that. Dayspawn also works at home for about the last 7 years. Yeah, there's something to be said about working from home. In the hope that this isn't offending, a 40-year-old here, what do I think about perspectives for I don't want to move to management programmers? Asks Dark, is it Dark Legid? Let me know. I want to make sure I pronounce your name right. There's definitely something to be said for folks that are that. Thank you for the follow, Jay Longwith. I appreciate that. There's something to be said for folks that are experts in their technology, folks that are thought leaders that don't want to move into management. The funny thing is, even if you are still a developer and you don't want to move into management, you're still a bit in management because you're going to mentor and you're going to teach those junior folks that are coming along behind you, right? You're going to write papers, you're going to put together thought pieces that say, hey, this is the way that I say we should structure our applications, that the direction that we should go with the architecture of this next thing. So while you're working through those, right, maybe you aren't managing people directly, managing and bequeathing your knowledge to those younger folks that are coming behind you is absolutely something that you're going to be involved in and you're going to be working with. Yeah, it's like technical management. That's a good way to put it. Oh no. Wait. Hang on. Fierce Kittens is here. I need to hang on.
You have to ask me nicely.
I see that comment asking about Blazor. Yes, we will do Blazor. Where's your sample app? See this? Look at this.
You have to ask me nicely.
You do. You don't see that as a problem as much as you did 15 years ago. Current large evil corporation. Well, not all companies are evil. Let's be gentle. Have created higher level software engineering positions that are equivalent to management director positions. More and more corporations are doing this nowadays. Yeah, there's definitely a thing about that. And I don't think I'm going out of bounds to say that there are some technical leaders that work at Microsoft that don't manage people, but focus strictly on being the really freaking smart people that they are, and inventing and building new technologies and passing those prototypes, those things on to the engineering teams who will go and flesh out the rest of the framework, the concept, the tools, the programming language, whatever that might be that they're building. Really, really great stuff that some of those folks work on. Oh, kittens. Asking, where's the sample app? Do you see this? Do you see what's happening here?
Houston, we have a problem.
I know, right? There's a thing here that okay, hang on, let's keep going here. Devil Dog Tech Nerd says, got first round interview in 2 hours, super excited. I wouldn't happen to have any personal tips different from what I can online. So Devil Dog Tech Nerd, you're interviewing at Microsoft? Where are you interviewing? Oh my gosh. Okay. So for those of you who may be interviewing at large tech companies, like Devil Dog Tech Nerd there, when you go into the interview, they're going to try and do a little bit of a weed out process, right? They're going to try and figure out, where are the edges here? Do you meet the minimum information about this? Be as open and honest about what you know, about what you don't know, because they will catch you if you say, of course I know all about C# 9. I've been using that for 10 years. No. Be as honest as possible about things. Oh gosh, I've only seen up to C# 7.3. I haven't tried C# 8 yet. Right? Be honest about that. Be truthful, because the people that are interviewing you are really freaking smart. When you're going in to interview at very large tech companies like a Microsoft, a Facebook, a Google, the people that are interviewing you are typically some of the best people that already are in this industry. So don't try and pull the wool over their eyes, okay? But understand that the interview is a discussion. It's a two-way conversation. They're going to ask you questions, but it's okay to ask follow-up questions. If they ask you an interview question that you don't quite understand, or that you may want to explore a little bit further, you want to understand a little bit further, it's okay to ask them questions to clarify. Okay? Have that discussion. Make it, you don't know this person from whoever, right? You don't know who they are, typically. I've been interviewed I've been interviewed by people that knew me quite well. I didn't know them. But be ready to have a two-way discussion with them. If they're negative towards you in having that two-way discussion, if they don't respond positively to you asking positive and inquiring questions, intriguing questions about whatever it is that you're discussing, you don't want to work there. Point blank. That's not a culture that you probably want to participate in. So, you have to manage good people. If you have to intensely have to manage people, you're yourself at fault for picking the wrong people. True. As an old fart, interviewing felt off, says Dark Legide. Whiteboard coding wasn't a thing back when I did interview forever, and the university days are back. Yes. Yes. Whiteboard questions are a real pain in the neck, and a lot of the folks, and we had an interview with John Montgomery here on stream back in about January, February, I think it was. You can find it in the archive on YouTube, about how the interview process for folks in DevDiv has changed, and it's now more not whiteboard coding, but actually they'll send you an issue that's been opened in one of the open source repositories to talk about. Hey, how do we go about resolving this? What's your opinion of the comments that are going on here? And discuss how you would manage the response to that, and maybe even write a little pseudocode to address some of what's going on in that. But they give you several days' notice when they do that type of interview, and that's in the developer division at Microsoft. So I'm quite blessed. I'm quite honored to be part of that team that helps make Visual Studio and all of the .NETs. Both of the Visual Studios. All of the Visual Studios. Gosh, there's 3 Visual Studios now. Stream feedback. Camera seems to be auto-focusing. Yes, it does, even though I have camera autofocus turned off. Can we talk here for a second about what the heck is going on with these stupid cameras? I don't get it. I literally have these things turned off, and the camera is misbehaving. Right? Settings. Webcam settings. Yeah, auto zoom is turned off. You know what? Focus and exposure, though. Oh, look at that. I actually look normal again. Damn. That's a little bit. Can I take that down just one notch? Yeah, see, and then the green screen kind of goes funny on me. Let's start there. But it looks like the focus was off is what it was. How's it going? Biggest problem of hiring people are the HR interviewing people for the position. The interview has no clue about. Yes. And I didn't reboot, actually. Okay. Let's get into our topic. Let's get into our discussion today. I'm going to get some music playing in the background today, and I'm going to play Cyan. This is one of our favorite songs. Music to code by our friend Mr. Carl Franklin. Scientifically engineered. It's designed to get you in the groove, get you in the flow, so that whatever task it is that you're working on, you can focus on that, and all those other worries, like Fierce Kittens asking for sample applications, just kind of fade away.
Squirrel!
No, you won't get squirreled. You'll be focused on the task at hand, unless you have a chat room with your Twitch wife complaining that you haven't built that sample app for her. mtcb.pwop.com. There it is. Or the music command in the chat room. Thank you, Marcus, voice programmer, for firing that. Thanks so much, Carl. We appreciate you giving us a chance to listen to your music together here on stream. And if you enjoy the songs that you hear here...
Great Scott!
No, we're not talking about Scott yet. Check them out. Download it. You can buy your copy. There's 20 songs in the collection. And it's $30-$40. 20 songs at 25 minutes a piece. You can literally go your entire day, several days, listening to the songs here, and you won't get a repeat. Thanks so much. All right, here we go. Changing from DevOps to Dev because lately software is doing almost all the ops work. That might be a good thing. That might be a bad thing. Problem is I'm getting pulled in 10,000 directions. Yes, the randomization is difficult. So much to do all at once, and my ADHD brain is about to blow. So here's what I would say. Start blocking time on your schedule. Development time. Ops time. Whatever it might be. Focus and block that time appropriately. And when people try and take you away from that for this thing or that thing, sorry, this is scheduled development time. Block some time on my calendar when I'm available. Your first interview, they asked you if you can code in VB6. Got hired on the spot. Nobody else wanted the job. Ouch. Ouch. Yes, Fierce Kittens told her boss to block off Tuesdays. He's been happier since. So, There's a guy who's somewhat famous in our tech industry that I used to work for back at Telerik. He famously blocked off Fridays. Right? And he was a vice president at the company. He blocked off every Friday. You could not schedule meetings with him on Fridays. Thank you for the follow. KFC Crispy 3. Appreciate that. But he would block off every Friday. He would not take meetings on Fridays. Fridays were dedicated to him learning, practicing, and working with the products that he was vice president of. Thank you for the follow, HashiQ. Appreciate that. And this was something that he always did, and he would always come back Monday, and he would have fresh feedback for the teams. He would understand his products better, and he would manage a couple little applications going into the weekend that were interesting to him. Really great stuff. So I would definitely suggest blocking it off. Oh, I see, Kittens. You're going to come in here and complain, and then you're going to head off to a meeting here. What is that? Fine. Tell you what. We'll just come back to your question later. 1 hour a day or 4 hours one day, learn a week. Used to do it just after getting off of work. There you go. All right. I've got some pull requests to review. See, we have pull requests because we use GitHub here. Other folks use older, different source control that... I'm going to move this over here so it's a little bit easier to see. And it's not completely pulling down my shirt. They use older, funkier source control that we stay modern and we use Git and GitHub. Oh, here it comes. Okay. There are ways to do that now. All right. Different industries, different solutions. You used to use Tortoise SVN. Oh my goodness. No, that was not fun. That was difficult to use. And now the dog's upset. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We have a pull request to review. We're going to talk about our project here a little bit, and we're going to get in and talk about one of the issues that we have here, and maybe we'll talk about the problem that Kittens has and how we can integrate Socket.io with Blazor. Did I forget the honey-do list? I don't get a honey-do list from Fierce Kittens here. That's not a thing that I do.
Now we know.
And now you know.
Knowing is half the battle.
That's right. All right. Let's get into our code. I'm back here in Linux. This is October. This is Ubuntober. You know what? And I gotta change. I just noticed the title on that follower goal bar is wrong. Let's change that real quick. Let's call this the 10K party. And it doesn't have, the date doesn't appear underneath of it. I can't change the font size in this. It just doesn't appear at all. Doesn't matter what I do for that font size. Because I've tried changing it. There. Right? And see, it doesn't change here. It resets. So, all right. Don't worry about the Git discussion. Twitch wives totally give honey to do lists. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. There is no thing there. Okay. So we've been working on this application. This is the Pixel bot that we originally built for Quiltoni, but we've evolved it and it now will function as a distributed chat bot using the actor model, a little bit of software architecture that's designed to keep all of our business logic isolated into individual actors that can collaborate and send messages between those actors with the different things that they need to do. This way we can distribute those actors across processes, across hosts, even across machines, so that we can have a very scalable business architecture for this. So the idea is we want to be able to manage all of Twitch. No, we want to be able to manage several different chat rooms all at the same time in different processes. And so we've been scaling this up. We've been building more and more features here. And we had a discussion yesterday about resolving services and how we should push that resolution of services into our actor model, because more and more of our actors need to be able to hit our IOC container, our inversion of control container. That's a service, that's an object that knows how to go and create other classes that we might need, other objects, right? So Stelzy wrote up the issue yesterday. It's very messy if an actor needs a service to resolve from the dependency injection container. Yes, most actors are currently created and supervised by the channel manager actor. That's the top level. That's the supervisor of the entire actor system. All the other things for managing the channels and the chatbots on those channels inside of our application get created and managed by this one object. Hey, Hugo, good to see you. So the constructor for the channel manager actor gets kind of messy. It becomes ugly. Stelzy's proposal is to refactor responsibilities into a dedicated resolve services actor that receives the dependency container in the constructor and returns the requested service when it is asked with a request service message. That makes sense. Shoes on 333. Hello, welcome. So, continuing, Stelzy says, this lets every actor request the services it needs from the DI container independent of its parent actor. Nice. This also decouples the child from the parent actor and makes it easier to implement new functionality without constantly having to change the parent actor and the startup class. A similar thing can be done with configuration or things with the repository pattern. I like where Stelzy's going here. And he put together a pull request for us. So pull request is Stelzy suggesting some code for us. And here it is. 9 files changed in 3 commits. This implements the capability to resolve things from some sort of container system by sending a resolve message of type T to an actor that is inherited from the resolve actor. Okay. I've implemented the resolve services actor that resolves services from the built-in dependency injection system of .NET Core. It is contained in one additional .NET Core app library project. We'll take a look at that. I'm not sure if we need it in another library project, but we'll take a look. The resolve actor's type, a type to inject more easier multiple actor refs into dependency injection, can be added as a service to DI with add resolve actor. I'm not sure. I need to understand why we need to do that. If it is wanted that a special actor supervises these actors instead of the actor system, it can be added as the following. Okay. Services can be received by resolve services actor, instance, ask. I see what you did there. So what this is doing is by saying .instance, we're getting the singleton, the one instance of this that is out there, and being able to resolve it directly, right? That's nice. Hello world, hey Source Scoot, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Probably implement a iActorRef request service extension method to make that a bit cleaner. Okay, that makes sense. The resolve actor base class follows the convention of channel manager actor, of a static create method, and a public static instance property. Okay. I didn't. Hang on. I just glanced over here in 1 second. Not this. Okay. Shoes On asks, I got mixed answers, so asking since I'm an authority on the subject matter. Well, thank you. If you use Visual Studio Community Edition and SQL Dev to develop some software, I cannot use it for commercial purpose? No. Incorrect. Visual Studio Community Edition is designed for very small companies. I think there's a limit. It's like less than 100 people and less than X number of $1 million of income. or folks that are learning the tools, or hobbyists, right? So you can work at giant company XYZ, and if you want to learn the tools, you can have Visual Studio Community at home that you can use to learn. But you can use it for commercial purposes. If you're publishing your first application, your first game, something like that, you can absolutely use it to help you get started. Once you get past a certain size of organization, a certain amount of income, at that point the license kicks over and it's requested that you purchase a professional edition of Visual Studio. But you can use Visual Studio Community. Visual Studio Developer Edition, yeah, you shouldn't be using that for production purposes. There is a license around that constrains that. So, and I'm holding off here for just a few more minutes. I'm trying to get us out closer to 11 o'clock. We have a couple giveaways to do today. We crossed our 8,200 follower milestone, so we're going to give away some stickers. And I want to give away a. Here we go. I want to give away a Autonauts stream code so that you can try out the game Autonauts. We played that yesterday here on stream. I want to give you an opportunity to try that. I've got a handful of codes for that. We're going to give away one of those later today here on stream. Thank you for the follow, Andy GS. Appreciate you tuning in. Is there a similar revenue requirement going from Pro to Enterprise? No. Ultramark, there is no revenue requirement. That's simply there are extra higher end features that are available in the Enterprise Edition. That's all. So this PR is currently a work in progress. It's missing a couple of things here. So Stelzy wants to put in an extension method, unit tests. Fantastic. Always love seeing unit tests. All actors resolve their services using the resolve service actor. That's not bad. Okay. I can buy that. So Stelzy's working through this. We'll keep an eye on what's going on here. Can we add is there a work in progress label we can put on this? Let's put a work in progress label on here. We'll create a new label. Work in progress, not ready to merge. Yeah, just say that. And let's give it a good color. What color? You know what? Let's just make it black. Right? So that we know, don't take those. So there's work in progress, not ready to merge. And we'll go back to Stelzy's pull request here, and I'm going to put the label on it. So Stelzy, when you're ready, you can take that work in progress label off, and we'll know when it's ready to go. Hey there, S&B and Musical Bookworm. Thanks so much. TBD Gamer is here. Hello, hello. I've really got to review folks in the queue for the live coders. There's a bunch of really great folks there that I want to add to the team, and I just need to spend the time going through reviewing and adding folks. Great innovation here that will help the architecture of this project. Please remove the WIP label, not level, when you are completed. Fantastic. Thank you for the follow, Parlagator. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, isn't there a work in progress checkbox for that? There is a work in progress checkbox. I don't see it at this point. There is a way to do that, but Fraggle Rock, know nothing about the code base. What is this? But is this a bit service locator-y? Yes. Why not use simple constructor injection? Asks Fraggle Rock. So let me show you. And it is in fact very service locator-y. You're not wrong. I need to close. Give me 1 second here. Yes, this one. I'm going to close this. because we completed this yesterday. There we go. All right. So inside of our system where we're activating these actors, right? We're inside of a hierarchy. So we start off with this channel manager actor that is created inside of our startup class. And it's added as a singleton using the actor system to be able to create it. And I have this static create method here that will appropriately create the channel manager actor. Now, the channel manager actor is responsible for creating and handing off control to other actors that manage the various Twitch channels that the bot is going to live in and respond to. This way, the threads for each one of those channels can act and have their own independent set of objects that they manage. However, because this hierarchy continues to pass down all of the things that it needs, I either need to get all of the dependencies for the entire application here, or I need to somehow pass control along so that those other actors can reach back into the service locator and make those requests. So what Stelzia has suggested is, well, let's put that service locator somewhere within the actor system so that it can make those service locator requests. So Fraggle Rock, what we think that'll then let us do is, instead of having these very complex startup creator constructor injection patterns like you see here, well, it was a lot more complex. We'll be able to simplify and have no constructor arguments, but in the constructor, go request from the service locator object, the service provider object, the various things that we need in order to run that actor. Thank you for the follow, Vinenda. Or is that VN and Ha? Let me know. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate you joining us. So that's what's going on here and why we're doing that. All right, chat room. What do you think? Can I ask you? Hey, angry little hamster. Good to see you. Can I ask you? I've upped the bit rate on the stream. I upped it to 6,000 kilobits a second. How does it look? Things looking good here? Let me know. Let me know how the quality of the stream looks. You should be getting 1080p at 60 frames a second here, and it should look magnificent. Very crisp fonts. Looks good. All right. Fantastic. Thank you. So, that's what's going on there. Looks sharp. Some might say it looks C-sharp. No? No? Is that bad? Did I go over... Did I go one too far there? No, not that bad. All right.
Oh my.
Right? See, there's a thing there. All right. That's not the one I want. That's the one I want. Okay. So the next issue that I want to address, that I want to talk through in our follower service actor that we've been building here, and in about 15-20 minutes, I'm going to do those giveaways. Okay. Set a timer. No, don't set a timer. Bad idea. At 11 a.m., set an alarm. No, that's not what I want either. Okay, fantastic. I've got an alarm set. All right, here we go. Thank you for the follow. Oh my gosh. Is that Usama? And nah, we're going to be careful about that name. And HJ Graka, thank you so much for the follow. Right, that's, well, I'm in Linux. I didn't want to jump out to Windows for that. And I've got the phone sitting right here. Okay, so we have a problem here. We set up a connection to listen for a webhook. So we're listening to that webhook for a certain number of seconds. We've set up this lease, we're listening, and when we're in development, in our development environment, we're going to listen for 300 seconds. We're going to listen for 5 minutes. This way, we're not putting extra pressure on the Twitch APIs to send us information when we're not actually there listening. When we're in production, or staging, or someplace that isn't development, we'll request an hour's worth of lease. Send us any information about this change over the next hour. Now that's cool. But what happens when that lease expires? Thank you for the follow, Alessandro Silva. Appreciate that. Do I use the ACA timers? I'm not familiar with the ACA timers. What are the ACA timers, Stelzy? Is that a thing? What are the ACA timers? Oh, look at the future man emote there from Alessandro Silva. Welcome. Appreciate you joining us. Future Man's is a pretty cool streamer that you can find here on Twitch. Sounds like a band, right? ACA, not trim, timers. Scheduler. Ooh. Scheduling periodic or single messages in an actor to itself is recommended to use the actor timers instead of the scheduler directly. Stelzy. Genius! Genius! Look at that. I like it. I didn't know you could do this. Hang on. Stop the press. You must add the following. Okay, hang on. Sometimes the need to making things happen in the future arises. Right, like renew the lease. Look no further than Actor System. There you can find the scheduler method. Return an instance of the scheduler. This instance is unique, blah, blah, blah. So... Okay, so that's in Scala and Java. That's similar. Schedule once, and you can pass in an actor and I guess a message for it to do. So how about, does aka.net have that capability? Timer. Pyrotechnic? What do you mean? You know, if you're going to be critical about a framework, give me a little bit to back that up. I've had very good experience here with aka.net. Let me know. I'm not gonna just see that criticism without questioning it and trying to understand a little bit more your position. So the scheduler, it's based on job buckets which are emptied according to a fixed schedule. It does not execute tasks at the exact time, but on every tick it will run everything that is overdue. The accuracy of the default scheduler can be modified in the tick duration configuration property. Okay. Schedule, tell repeatedly, time span from seconds. Okay. We'll schedule some message to be sent to some actor every 5 seconds. Ah. Okay. Yeah. So, friends in the chat room, it's okay to be critical of other programming languages and technologies on this channel. That's okay. We welcome that, but we welcome that in an intelligent discussion. We're not just going to troll and say, "Oh my gosh, I hate JavaScript." No. We're going to say, you know what, JavaScript gives me a lot of problems. I'm all thumbs when it comes to JavaScript. The whole dynamic languages thing, I have a hard time managing. Boom. That's a good, intelligent discussion. Saying avoid this technology or that technology, I don't like it. Okay. Give me a little bit of information to back that up. Why don't you like it? And that's how we can have good discussions and we can understand concerns and some challenges that other folks have had with technologies. And maybe that'll help educate me and others so we make more informed decisions. So, Akka comes from the Java world and it clearly shows in the whole mentality that the API is named and implemented. Yeah, it does a little bit. Jade Visions, hello, welcome. So we are, about 12 minutes away from our giveaways that we'll do here. So this looks pretty good, Stelzy. And gosh, you know what? I didn't set up the project command here. Let me set that real quick so that I can answer questions like Jade's there. Managing service leases using aka.net and building CSS animations with Blazor. And I'll give the GitHub link for the project. GitHub, C# Fritz, Cool Tony, Pixelbot. There we go. There's the project command. You're going to miss the giveaway as you're going to have to go to the dentist. So here's the thing, right? Just leave your phone on. Is it worth it for an example build a clean slate .NET version? What do you mean? Oh, to build a completely new .NET version from the ground up? I don't know. Maybe. So I think I like this. From inside the actor, we can say context, system, scheduler, schedule, tell repeatedly. I don't think I'm going to tell it repeatedly, but I want to tell it go renew the lease if we're still listening for this. For a virtual actor system. So Orleans is another actor system that is available that was built from the ground up by some folks at Microsoft initially, and now that's open source. Just like Akka.net is open source. RSE997, thank you for the follow, helping us. We're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get to a third giveaway today here, but thank you for the follow. Dead Stack rises again. Let me know what your dead stack is there. Thanks so much for the follow. Sergio Elliott, thank you for the follow. We'll do a giveaway here in just a little bit, about 10 minutes from now. So let's set up the scheduler. I like this syntax so that when our lease, right, we know how long our lease is. Where'd it go? There it is. We know how long our lease is here. So after we send the payload, right here, and it sends that message, as long as we don't get an error. Thank you for the follow, Solvan. As long as we don't get an error, so I'll put it on the other side of this if, right? Put it down here. Let me scroll that up so it's a little bit easier. How's the font size, chat room? Let me know. So let's put in here, schedule a lease renewal, right? So that would be context. Was it scheduler? Context system. That's not how you spell system. Scheduler, fantastic. Schedule tell once. And a time span for the delay. Okay, who's going to receive that? The message, and who's the sender? Well, the sender's going to be this. Seems okay, but you're on 32-inch screen. Dead stack. That is okay. I was looking at getting myself, rewarding myself for hitting that 8,000 follower. Getting a 32 or 34-inch widescreen monitor. Like the ultra widescreen, and taking I think this is a 27-inch that I have in front of me, but and so it would be 34-inch, and it was like 4K. So put that here and move this up one so that I can have chat and things up here, some status things, instead of over there. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Higher grade abstraction frameworks are inherently difficult to grasp for many devs, and Akka seems easy enough for normal dev. Why invent something new is something, yeah, if something works, you're right. Frackberg loves the 34-inch ultra-wide. Friends, can you do me a favor? If there's a monitor, if there's a display that you really like that's 34 or 34 inches or bigger, nice display, drop me a link there in chat so I can check them out. Or even better, drop me a link in Discord, in the Discord. What do I think is the best way to learn C# for a beginner? You know what, RSE? Hang on, I'm gonna take a second here. I want to answer that question from RSE. There are brand new set of videos at .net. I believe it's .net learn. No. So we're at .net, and if you click learn up here, there are some really great videos that my team, Scott Hanselman and friends, just built called the .net 101 video series. So these are free videos about the .net platform. Look at these. Okay, C# 101, tremendous, yeah, him, tremendous series to get you started. Very friendly folks that'll walk you through a little bit of the how and why to use all the different things that are available here. So check it out. I think there's some really great content here that you can find. Let me copy and paste this link into the chat room for you. There you go. So RSE, I would take a look at some of those. They'll have links off to some other materials that you can use. There's also some materials here, but you can even learn in the browser. There's tutorials you can follow. So give it a shot. There's great materials on that Learn page that you can go through. All right. Oh man, look at some of these links coming through. All right. I'm gonna click through. What was this? The Acer Predator. Drop.com with some monitor links. I'm going to click those through so I can look at them later, have them pinned in my browser. Thank you so much. You love this sort of stuff. Great quality videos, not dry. Yes, completely agreed. Can I find the Kendra video? Build Visual Studio every day. Let's see if that video pops up. Because it was a video. It was like the trailer for those. I don't see it here. Frank with the sub.
Just resubscribed for 11 months.
Thank you very much for that, Frank. And we'll make a donation like we do for all of our subs and all of our cheers to, I'm going to remember this, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Thank you very, very much. We're doing that all quarter long here. It was what can I build with .net, and it was on Twitter, and I don't see it. It was a really fun video. And can anybody find that? It was Scott and Kendra. It was like a trailer for that series. And Kendra Havens. See if I can just show that video. Sure, D-Written, you can link those. Absolutely. Links are welcome here because the bot identifies what they are before anybody needs to click through to them. Yeah, I don't see it here. Nope, don't see it. Oh well. You have those two stacked vertically. Let me control click into that. Ooh, 38-inch wide. Okay, those are a little pricey. I might look at the 34-inch version of those and get one of them. But that is a tremendous display. Why stack them? So one stacked on top of the other, right? So they're displayed horizontally on top of each other. That is a lot of screen. Lot. Do you have to be a sub to post a link? No, you never have to be a sub to post a link here. You just have to be a sub in order to send emotes flying at my face. Yeah, that's a thing. All right, so let's try and use the scheduler. Schedule tell once, getting right back into our code here. Yes. So the time span delay is going to be the lease in seconds, and I want to maybe take off like 30 seconds from the lease in seconds. You know what I mean? So if I say time span from seconds, so my lease in seconds that I have, that I wrote up here, let's take 30 seconds off of that, just so that we get our lease renewed in plenty of time, right? Minus 30. So we're gonna renew in that much time. Who's going to receive it? Well, I'm actually gonna send that to myself. The message we're gonna send, so let's create a new message called like renew my lease, right? Something like that. So we have track new followers down here. This is a class that we have that has the information that says, hey, start tracking these folks. Well, we want a slightly different class, and I'm making it purposely a different class. There's my alarm. I'm going to finish writing this class, and then we'll and we'll run some giveaways here. Renew follower webhook. Okay. So this, we need to be serializable. We're going to put a constructor in here. CTOR is a snippet that'll give you that constructor right away. In full Visual Studio, it'll actually, I think, doesn't it actually give you the name of the class there? And we need the channel ID for this, right? So I'll just say this dot channel ID equals channel ID so that it's stored there, and we'll create that property. This is a string, and we're not going to let anybody outside of this set that. Okay. This way, when we need to do more with our follower webhook here, if we need to send more information along, it's in its own file, it's in its own class, and we can change that without impacting the new information. Mary Jo Stabler, thank you for the host. Good morning. It's so good to see you, my friend. All right. So I've got that message. So the message that I'm going to send, just to finish this bit here, is we're going to send a new renew follower webhook, and we're going to pass the channel ID. And the sender is this. So I'm literally sending a message back to myself that, hey, do this. Now, why won't it let me convert that to an actor ref? Because this is an actor. All right. Let's solve that next. Here we go. Let's run an extra bracket. Do I have an extra bracket? No, I don't. No, we're good there. And inside that using statement, we're good. And this isn't a static, so we're fine. Yeah. All right. Let's do a couple giveaways. I'm gonna run 2 giveaways here. This is in this context is not an I actor ref. Use self. Ah, thank you. All right. So we last had a giveaway. We gave something to Stelzy. Thank you for the follow. Oh my gosh. Developers Garage.
Developers Garage just resubscribed for 5 months. Hey all.
Hey there. Thanks so much, Ryan. I appreciate that. And thank you for the follow, Morton MX. For that sub, we'll make another donation to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Thank you so much. Developers Garage streamed yesterday, had his fancy Live Coders jersey. We're going to give away a C# Fritz sticker pack on this first giveaway. So, exclamation point here will get you into, well, there in the chat room, but here, exclamation point here will get you into the giveaway, and we'll send a sticker pack anywhere in the world, and I'll even throw in one of the coveted Live Coders buttons. There they are. Thank you so much for the follows. Blue Man Pack, Clue Flampton, Befufta, Devzer. Oh my gosh, you're trying to trigger another giveaway here. All right. Kingus Master, Merc Hunter, Cuapal. Thank you for the follows. The follower train is strong right now. Exclamation point here will get you into the chat room. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate the follows. Anoop Kodalkir. Thank you. Am I getting view botted? I think I'm getting view botted here, friends. I think I'm getting view botted. Tell me if I'm wrong here. Thank you for the follows. I think I'm getting view botted. Follow botted, one of those. Nope, maybe not. All right. Well, thank you for all the follows. I appreciate that. That was just an amazing train. You can get into the giveaway. We'll send out C# Fritz sticker pack. Stickers like our .NET bot in shades. Well, that's the Fritz bot in shades. I've also got the over here? No. All my stickers are downstairs. I've got other .NET bots. I've got Clippy with a rainbow beard. I've got the GitHub ActiveCat with a rainbow beard, just like you have in your set of emotes that you have here on the channel. You have a chance on the giveaway. That's not a problem if you want to follow. It's not a requirement to be a follower. But yes, no, the here command does not trigger developers. All right, 44 folks are in the giveaway. This is for a sticker pack. We're going to give away, a collection of, it's about 6-7 stickers, and we'll throw in a live coders button for you too. Hey, Coding Garden. Hello, hello. We'll send that anywhere in the world. Are we ready? Are we all in? Might be a follower bot. Nope. Most followers disappeared from the chat. Could be. What's the button? The button is the live coders team. That's a team of 80-some folks that are here on Twitch that write code live. There it is. It's a little bit out of focus. Check it out at... There you go. The live coders command should work. Should work. A little bit of C# love? Absolutely. You know what? I think the bot went just a little bit farther. Rerun the bot. Can't stop the bot. Can't stop. Here it comes. All right, let's do this. Yeah, the Fritz bot needs to wake up. Here it comes. Livecoders.dev. You can find out information about all 80-some of us that are writing code in different languages, different technologies, different genres. Last night, our friend Clancy on the team was building mobile apps with a brand new UI framework that he's been working on called Comet. Really, really neat stuff that refreshes inside the mobile device emulator immediately. Like, save and immediate updates in the UI emulator. iOS emulator, he's adding buttons and things, and as soon as he finishes writing C# code that compiles in using the Comet UI framework, it compiles and was available. Yes, let's get a shout out to Clancy. Let me put that in there. Really, really great stuff that Clancy's doing over there. Come on, bot. The bot's still trying to catch up here. There we go. There's Clancy. Yeah, and the Comet project. Really, really great stuff that I'm looking forward to seeing more about. And my VM fell asleep on me here. What do you say? Let's do this giveaway. There it is over here. All right, 53 in there. All in. Let's do this. There it goes. Let's give away some stickers. And I do. I love the music. It is so exciting. We're going to send out some stickers to Fraggle Rock 2. There we go. Congratulations, Fraggle Rock 2. There, I just dropped you a whisper. Reply to that, and we will get that sent out. I know, totally rigged. Totally rigged. Now, I want to run one more giveaway. Now, we give away a set of stickers every time this number crosses 00. So at 8,300 followers, we'll give away another set of stickers here. Thanks so much to all of our followers, all of our friends that are joining us out there who want to learn a little bit about code, a little bit about technology, and are tuning in and following the channel. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say we're not giving away a sticker pack this time. We're going to give away an Autonauts Steam code. Now let's just say Autonauts game code. All right. And has one in Autonauts game code. There we go. I think that's all the things there. All right. Let's clear the list. So this is a Steam code that you're going to get. Exclamation point here will put you into this drawing. And this is, we played a little bit of Autonauts yesterday. This is a game that's a little bit like Minecraft, a little bit like some of the other follow gather games that you have out there. There's a screenshot for Autonauts. Really neat game. Like I said, we played it yesterday. I'm very very glad that our friends at Curve Digital Studios have shared some codes with us that we can give to you on stream so you can try it out. The official launch, the official release of the game is next week, the 17th. But you can get it early if you win today's giveaway. And I can drop you that. It's a Steam code that I'll give you. We'll drop that into a whisper here for you later today. And, well, for you now. And later today, we'll be back this evening, East Coast time, and we'll play a little Autonauts on stream again. Thank you for the follow, Dennis Donuts. Don't tell Dee Dee Walsh that donuts are here now, Dennis. Don't do that. She's got a donuts thing there, and yeah. What's the difference from Minecraft? Minecraft is first-person point of view. Autonauts is third-person above point of view on this. All right. I think we got about the same number of folks in that we had before. Thank you so much, everybody, for dropping a here command to get in there. We'll give it just another second here. There's the Michael Jolly. Donut mess with Dee Dee Walsh's donut train. I see what you're doing there. I totally see what you're doing there. All right. Shall we do this? Let's give away a game. One more time. Around the horn it goes. Let me make sure I have my codes here. There we go. You saw a creme brulee donut the other day. Ooh, spicy condiment. Ooh, that sounds good. Let's give away a gift code here. We're going to send it out to... Oh my gosh. Stelzy! Congratulations. You just won an Autonauts gift code. This will work on Steam. Let me just write down that I record which one I'm giving to you. There we go. Your Steam code is... There we go. Congratulations. Thanks so much. Totally not rigged. Totally not rigged. Not at all. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's get back into our project. Let's get back into our code. And then, yes, Fierce Kittens, we may even write up a little bit of sample code for you. Stay turned? Maybe. Congrats, Stelzy. There's the code for you. And I got... Fantastic. Thank you, Fraggle Rock, for sending over mailing address there. We'll get those. I send out stickers about once a week, and we'll probably be over at the post office. Saturday, I think, is when I'll be over there. Right? That's my password? Ah, good. All right, we're in. So the comment from Stelzy before we went to the giveaways was I shouldn't be sending this in when I need to pass an actor ref. I should pass self, and that'll get me the appropriate reference there. So to recap, what we're doing here is we establish a lease. We establish a connection to request webhooks from Twitch, right? Hey, notify me when this thing happens. And we're specifically saying, notify me when we get a user follower event. And when that follower comes into this channel. So what I need to do is schedule in about that least number of seconds later a renewal of that, right? So we're going to pass in this renew follower webhook, which is something that we'll listen for, and we'll tell this actor, you're going to receive one of these. Go do this. So instead of saying add channel to track, what we're going to do is we're going to say this dot receive async. Thank you for the follow, Fnernst. Appreciate you joining us and look forward to seeing you in the chat room. So we're going to receive this renew follower webhook, and instead of going through all the nonsense of adding a new channel to track and putting them in the list. We already know they're in the list because we're getting the renewal information. We're going to say subscribe to Twitch webhook, and we're going to pass in that channel ID that came in that message. Done. That's pretty easy, right? So it's going to bypass recording any information about these folks and jump right into resubscribing to that Twitch webhook. It's just going to send another one in here that says, okay, subscribe for this amount of seconds and continue with the subscription. Simple, right? Consequently, if we get a successful status code for the resubscription, right, we'll go and schedule another renewal that happens in however many seconds. This way, right, without having to put together any kind of threading or anything or any kind of timers on their own, we're going to use, thank you Stelzy for pointing this out, we're going to use Akka.net's internal scheduler to make sure that it does those on a regular basis. That's really cool. I like it. I like it. For some reason, when the bot gets so many messages in a row, it just like overflows and stops. There we go. All right. How we doing, chat room? Still there? Everybody good? Let's see. Here we go. That is a pre-release key and gets the game before it releases. Yes. Yes, yes. Really great stuff. Just watching in awe, says Ultramark. I don't know if I'd go that far. So, this looks like it's going to do those renewals properly. What I think we should do to test this is, right, we could crank this lease time down significantly and see that it properly triggers and reruns, right? So let's do this. Let's take I don't want to take this as far down as 30 seconds. Let's take it down to 10 seconds so we can test it. And let's write into the log here, right? Let's write right here. And I'm doing it at a warning level. I'll change this. Renewing lease for, and we'll pass the channel ID. Scheduling lease renewal. Right? So that we can see that that's happening. Let's see how that works now. So I'm going to go back over to my terminal. I'm going to restart ngrok right there. Now, last time we also wrote a little bit of code so that our application will find this URL and set up the tunneling for it for us without having to figure all that stuff out. So I'm just going to .NET run here, and it should start things up and start listening here. Is it my normal style to do if not success, fail else happy path? So I didn't have the happy path here. I had just a, well, if this fails, then do this. Right, and I've now extended and added this part. I could certainly, right, isn't there a refactoring here that'll say, yeah, invert if. So I can certainly do the invert there. It's a good point, Frankel Rock. It's better to have the happy path, the positive action first and the negative action second. So enable editor smooth scrolling in VS Code. Makes it easier to follow when I scroll around. That's fine. Let's do that. Open settings. Find that smooth scrolling. Sure. Turn that on. All right. It's not that smooth. It doesn't look that smooth. A read-only live share session does make it easier, right? The scrolling doesn't feel that smooth. But hey, whatever. I mean, I turned it on, right? I don't know. Or maybe it's because I'm connected over a VM into a VM. I don't know. But it is turned on. Right? Yeah, it's just jumpy. I think it's just because of the VM. That would be my first guess. I don't know. All right. So I started the service. There it is. It's running. Let's go connect out to it. And go to the current channels. We will connect to my channel. There we go. Well, it didn't give me that global information that it's connected. Uh-oh. Did I break something? No! Delay must be greater than or equal to 0. It was minus 0, 0. Oh. I know what I did wrong here. Let's do that. I'm going to go back in here to my code. When I did that, right, time span from seconds, least seconds, minus 30. So let me set the time here to 40 seconds. Because 10 minus 30 is less than 0. Oops. So now it's going to restart. And we should be in a better place here. Yes, fail early prevents deep nested if blocks. So, there we go. Now we're restarted. Let's refresh this. Rejoin that channel. There we go. Go over to the widget. Now we're tracking followers. Now I have... There it is. It's connected. And I should be able to see that it renews. Oop, there it went. Scheduling lease renewal for... There it is. Payload sending, and it renewed it for another 40 seconds. Right. So it is actively out there listening. Fantastic. So now if we do receive a follow request, we should see a new follow notification. It should pop out. Yeah, smooth scrolling does not look smooth at all. No, not at all. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of Blazor over React or something similar? Asks Papa Petru. Blazor is native code that runs in the browser, so that means that you can continue to write C# code if that's what you like. There we go. We got a follow, and it triggered the train there. Thank you, Russ Jr. 08 for the follow. Hey, Chris Jones, good to see you. So it works. The leases are being renewed, regardless of how long they are, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. Kaiser Carl, thank
Carl 2010 just resubscribed for 2 months.
Thank you, Kaiser Carl. Appreciate that, and we'll make a donation to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. There you go. See that, Russ Jr.? You're our latest follower. Thank you for tuning in. So, only recently discovered screencast mode in VS Code. It is quite handy. Yes. I thought I had it turned on. Toggle screencast mode. Let's see how that works. So I'm feeling pretty good about how this works now. So let's commit our changes, and we'll mark this as a fix for that lease issue that we had. So git status. We've got a new messages. Will it find that renew? Nope. And we'll commit the others. And we'll say, now renewing follower leases appropriately. Ooh, wait a sec. Before I do that commit, let me set this back to 300. And let me find the issue that I want to appropriately reference. There it is, 33. Okay. And now I'll push that. And that'll go up to my GitHub, so you can check it out if you're interested. So this issue right here. Yep. So it will release leases if... that's actually something we need to still address. Right now it'll just continue to renew leases all the time. So if you stop, we need to not renew the lease. Let's create that as a separate issue. Need to stop renewing follower webhook leases when no longer... well, let's just start there. When no longer monitoring a channel, and that could be because somebody goes offline, right? You only want to monitor the channel for new follower information when the channel is actively broadcasting to trigger the widgets, right? We should stop renewing the follower webhook lease. There we go. Yeah, that's a bug. It's not a bad first issue, and if you're welcome to give it a try if you'd like. But I want to answer the question we had from our friend Fierce Kittens. Dryad T is here. Oh my gosh.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It's so good to see you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Dryad T, she makes... I don't have... She makes these really cool tea mugs. I might use mine for coffee. And cool tea blends. And you can find her at all kinds of the pop culture conventions. Thank you so much for the shout out. Yeah, Space Cat's here. Hello, hello. So really neat stuff that she's working on. Yeah, check out her stream. It's neat to see how the process happens there. But I want to answer the question from our friend Fierce Kittens. And it was a question around using Socket.io with Blazor. How can we do that together? I don't use mugs for G Fuel. We might be using mugs for coffee coming up here in the spring, right? I've got different things that I use for G Fuel. See, that's a thing. And okay. Dryad T had this really great quote. They were asking folks to try out the Mountain Dew Gamer Fuel at TwitchCon. And it was a tremendous quote. It tastes like regret. It was amazing. I am going to use that in the future. It feels like regret. It tastes like regret. Yes. That was phenomenal. So I'm gonna hang on to that little nugget. Okay, so there was a question around, can I use Blazor with Socket.io, right? So Socket.io is a JavaScript technology that you can use in order to interact with endpoints and receive information when something goes across that socket. And particularly, the issue that we're looking at solving here is Socket.io doesn't implement WebSockets by the definition of the protocol. It doesn't. Consequently, other folks who use the programming language don't necessarily implement WebSockets by the protocol because they support Socket.io. So the idea here is, what if we integrate Socket.io because we can receive this information inside of a Blazor client-side app? Because in Fierce Kitten's case, she's building a web front end. Well, what if we did that with a little bit of Blazor and dropped Socket.io in there so it raises this information when something occurs, hand that off appropriately to the rest of the application? And that's what I'm going to mock up here as just a quick sample, so we can talk a little bit about Blazor and integrating with JavaScript, which is something we've done a little bit of in this project and one of our other projects. But I want to talk through what this looks like and how that interop occurs. So what do you think, chat room? Does that sound like a fun idea? Just take a few minutes and talk through how that works. So I am going to close this folder, and let's answer that question and talk through it. And these types of samples on the fly are things that I like to do all the time here on stream, to answer and show a little bit of technology and push the boundary on some of the samples that are available out there, because not everybody follows all of the samples that are always available. Finding out how things work is so boring. I tell you, BB, I tell you, we're just not going to go there. All right. No, that's not the right sound effect. I need a better sound effect. Let me tell you something.
You can do it.
I can do it. So you know what? I didn't run a commercial yet, Mark. You're right. I should run an ad. I need to run ads every now and again, so we can try and get rid of the pre-roll ads here on channel. So while I'm setting up, just doing the file new on the project here, I'm going to run a 30-second ad. Those of you that are subscribers, you won't see the ad. Those of you that aren't subscribers, that's okay. You'll see picture-in-picture here while I just set up the project and start bringing things in here. All right? So let's do it. I'll see you in a minute there. 30 seconds. All right. So I'm going to create a new project here, and I will call this Blazor Socket IO. All right, let's go down into this folder, and I'm going to .NET New up the new project. Blazor, of course, is available with .NET Core 3, so you need the .NET Core 3 features and templates available for you. And I don't want the Blazor server app. I don't see the Blazor client's WebAssembly templates here. Hey, welcome back, friends. I think I need to add those still. So let me go get the, this is for, I think, right? Blazor.net is the URL for Blazor. So we'll get the appropriate templates here for WebAssembly. It's a .NET New install command. Where is it? I don't have them installed on this Linux VM that I'm using here. I don't see it. Yeah, it's in preview. Where is it? No. Get started. Is it over here? .NET New -I. Sure, we'll grab that command because I'm here in Linux. So that'll give me the latest version of those templates. Valerianch says, thanks for mentioning ads. Forgotten that I had the ad blocker on since Twitch had a really loud commercial that would scare the heck out of you. Sorry about that. The Pixelbot is not done, but I'm always starting up new projects and kind of bouncing around different projects here so that we can try and do some new things all the time. So we're going to create a Blazor WASM project here. .NET New Blazor WASM. And you have the .NET command line on Windows, on Mac as well. I happen to be using it here on Linux. And we're going to output that right here in this folder. Hello? What didn't it like there? Input, yeah, fine. .NET New Blazor WASM. Put it right here. There we go. So it's going to restore all my packages that I need here. And none of the projects are ever done, right? We're developers. We never finish a project. We just kind of move it along. All right, so this is everything in one project here. You might want to set up so you're hosting there's several different models that you can configure your Blazor project. You could set it up so that it's an ASP.NET application that's hosting the Blazor libraries because they're all being compiled up for you as a DLL that's being, not a series of DLLs that are being hosted in the browser. So this is set up so that it's actually hosting a little bit of data here in JSON format that it'll fetch and present. Wouldn't it be great if we actually finished a project? So this is a Blazor class library, okay? This doesn't have any .NET init for hosting. This is all strictly so that we can run it in debug mode here locally. It's actually being hosted inside of an HTML page, right? So this could be a static page on any website that points to our project so it knows how to get things up and running and loaded. So we have this app Razor. This is the top of the project that says here's the routing, here's how we're going to start and host things so that it does the actual application, right? It knows how to route and handle requests in the SPA, right? The single page application instance of this. My components are up here under pages. So I have a counter, I have a little fetch data thing, and I have index. I'm going to get rid of counter and fetch data. These are the samples. You're welcome to check out the samples if you'd like. You can do that on your own time. I'm not going to dig into it right now because I'm going to get through showing how we're going to do this interaction between socket.io. Let's see if we can figure this out. I'm going to get rid of the survey prompt also. So this is a sample showing how you can do components inside of Blazor. So I have my navigation menu. Where was survey prompt? Isn't in here, is it? No. Where'd the survey prompt go? Oh, it was on, it was on index. There we go, survey prompt. All right, goodbye. All right, hello world. We're talking to socket.io because Fierce Kittens said so. Look at that. Why did it autocomplete Fierce Kittens on the end of that? Who cares? All right, there we go. Cleaned up. All the projects on this stream are evergreen projects that don't really have dedicated releases. Yes, they always get better. We always improve them a little bit. So if I run this application right now, let me clean up the navigation menu because it has things on here that don't exist anymore, like the counter and the fetch data sample. You're welcome, like I said, to go check these out. We've got a full Blazor workshop that you can check out that is about a couple preview versions back, but really great. That'll get you introduced to the technology if you want to learn more. So how exactly can you finish a project that requires quarterly updates for the next 10 years? You're not wrong, Boom Boom. You're not wrong at all. Thank you, Hugo, for the GitHub and YouTube links. So if I just run this right now, right? So down here, if I say .NET build, it's going to build this application, and because it's WASM, it's generating WebAssembly code, right? It's a DLL that it's going to ship to the browser. It's going to clean up all the code that we have there, try and slim it down, right? Look at that, deleting assemblies from the delivery package. So when we run the application, it's just going to host that HTML file and show me everything that's inside that WebAssembly. Check this out. I'm going to hit F12 here. Let's look at the console. Not the console, the inspector. Right? Body, app, sidebar, main. It's got the initial layout here for us. But we can then start writing code that'll run in the browser here. Right? Right, so I can do things like, what am I thinking? Datetime.now, right? And rerun that. And it'll actually execute that and dump it into the screen right there. Right? So it's executing code, but we can set up JavaScript interop so that we execute some JavaScript code and pass the data over to .NET. Let's take a look at how that works. So we'll refresh the page, loading, and there, that was executed. Right, and this is actually inspecting the instance, right, that was delivered. If I look at the network traffic, check it out, it shipped DLLs. Right? Look at all the DLLs it shipped. So, and it only was a meg 42 that we sent across there. The actual page that it sent is just the loading. Right? Come here, you. Why won't you let me right? All the other stuff that's in here, it rendered and painted on the screen using C# code running native in the browser. Yes, projects finish you like in Mortal Kombat. Nice. Nice. So now let's try and bring in Socket.io and add it into the project here. So I'm going to go back over to the browser. Socket.io. Right, so how do we get Socket.io? Require Socket.io. Well, that's not a thing. Learn, get started, right? How do I go get it? Isn't it an NPM deal? The web framework, NPM install, save express. I don't want to go grab all that stuff. Yumizu, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you joining us. Right, so it eventually, right, adds Socket.io chat, but where's it actually doing the require on Socket.io, right? Yeah, installs express. Right, at some point it's, there we go. NPM install save Socket.io. I think I have NPM installed inside this. Right? So, do I have NPM? I should. Nope. Bad Fritz. How could I not have NPM? Let's go get it. Yes, please. I'd like several. Downloading. That's a lot of stuff it's installing. You done yet? How about now?
Bueller.
We're waiting.
Bueller.
And oh, now we got to unpack everything.
Bueller.
No, that's not a thing.
Bueller.
That's kind of like Pac-Man, but Fritz.
Bueller.
I don't know. All right, we get it. That's a lot of junk. I mean, it is installing, right? NPM. NPM is for JavaScript, that's right. And Socket.io is a JavaScript deal. Right? It's a library that we use to talk over WebSockets. Here it comes. Done. Yep, the Node Package Manager. Correct. So now if I do npm install, right, it wants me to do an npm install save socket.io. Fine. No, it was -- save. Here it comes. This one npm packet is bigger than a Blazor app with the full .NET Core framework. There's a lot there. Pac-Man Fritz GIF. You're welcome to it, Frank. Absolutely. Go for it. All right. So I've got it. I've got Socket.io. So I need to do a require Socket.io with HTTP. I think we can just do require Socket.io, can't we? Right, there was an example on the front page, wasn't it? There we go. Maybe? Every NPM packet is too big? Nah, I don't know about that. All right, so we should see, I don't see node modules here. There it is. Look at all that. So we want to set up the Socket.io client. Right, which, oh my God. So we should be able to, well, so Fraggle Rock, here's what we're trying to do. There's a problem where some folks have implemented APIs that target Socket.io and not WebSockets. So if you're using another technology besides Node and you want to integrate with them, You can't. Because they don't implement the WebSocket standard. Yes, minified for our viewing pleasure. Pleasure my foot. Tell you. So let's.
Let me add some value.
Small bacon! Thank you for adding some value there. Appreciate that. 10 other people in chat just got some emotes. Thanks for the share. Appreciate that. And we'll make a donation to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. It takes me a couple weeks to make sure I get that right in my head, but I will get that right. Why no scare alert? We don't do that here. We don't do that here. No scare alerts on 666. That's not a thing. All right. So, if I'm going to require, right, if I'm going to write some JavaScript that includes this. So, JavaScript with the thing means that I need to actually move my node modules into my dub root folder so that it's available, which means it's going to get packaged and delivered with this, which is ginormous. Like, this is going to be a problem. Help me out here, chat room. Because look at this. Socket.io client has itself its own node modules folder. Which has itself its own node modules folders. It's node modules folders all the way down.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
I have villainize? Maybe. I don't know. It is node moduleception, right? So if I were to include this, right, if I were to put this inside of, and there's no way to really pack this. I've got to take all this stuff, right? If I want to use this client side, right? Can we do a Socket.io client? Is there a thing with that? Because, gosh. It sometimes breaks the max path length and sometimes breaks the maximum path length in NTFS. Yeah, it's a mess like that. So integrating, we don't want the server, we want the client library that loads on the browser side. Yes, I want that. Socket.io client. Fantastic. How to use. Source/Socket.io, Socket.io.js. Oh, it's exposed automatically by the Socket.io server. Fine. You can serve the file found in the dist folder or include it via CDN. Terrific. That's all I want. So let's copy Socket.io.js right in the dist folder. This one. Oh, wait, look at this. Slim dev. What's slim? Is slim different from minified? Whatever. I'm going to copy you. Close that so I don't have to look at it. Because, wow, that's a lot of... It's just code goo there that I don't want to deal with. You know what I mean? Let's add a new folder under root. We'll call it JS. And we will paste there. No, I don't want to see that. All right. So now I've got Socket.io.js. I can reference and include that. Source. And I didn't have to bring along all of its friends there. I'm going to go through JS, Socket.io.js. I love that Visual Studio Code gives me those auto-completes for that. Right? Blushing Crafter found me through the Positive AF team. Thank you so much for tuning in, Blushing Crafter. The inventor of Node gave a talk. Things I regret about Node.js and that Node modules nestedness was one of them. Yeah. Slim removes some less used functions. Oh, neat. Okay. Well, welcome, Blushing Crafter. We're writing a little bit of code here for our friend Fierce Kittens to show how we can integrate some JavaScript and Blazor, which is a .NET technology. We're showing how to cross the streams, as it were. Right? And the horses love JavaScript. You can hear them in the barn out back every time I say the word JavaScript. See? Did you hear them? That's a thing. All right, so now I've got socket IO available to me here. So now I can say var socket equals IO. What is that? Where I'm listening? Where I'm connecting to? We could do a thing with that. Okay. So, right, let me take this script and I'm going to create another JS file here. And let's just call this site.js. I don't know. I don't care. Right, and write that somewhere in here. Let's create a function. Start socket, right? So if I do that and make this more or less my connection thing here, and I can actually wrap this up as an object so I can reference it. Whatever, that's fine. Twitch jerk after npm install. Sorry about that. Dsuf knock. Sorry. I always thought JavaScript would be more like the mad cow from the 90s. No, come on now. That's just rude. So we're going to set up a connection to some service here, right? I don't have a service specifically to connect to. Yeah, I didn't. See, Lucian, maybe I did say it. All right. Blushing Crafter says, I know nothing of coding, but I tend to hang out anyways when the atmosphere of a community is good. Thank you. As it is on the Positive AF team. Yes, that's the other stream team that I belong to. Positive AF, that's a bunch of folks that are positive, outward, encouraging streamers. Check them out. I don't have a Positive AF command. Blushing Crafter, can you drop a link to the Positive AF team site for me? I'm writing it now, kittens. Have you been listening to the sample? To the description here? I've been talking through the thing. Do you see what I have to do here, friends? Friends.
I drink and I know things.
And I'm drinking because I know things. And now, kittens, now
Do it live!
I'm going to do it live, all right? And the live coders team. Yes. So I have my index page over here, and I have my JavaScript over here that I want to be able to call. Thank you for the follow. Now, where can I connect to test my socket? Right, I want to have someplace. Not there. That's not a place to connect to. This one. Right? Where can I test WebSockets? Right, I want to connect to something and listening. Don't forget to add comments. What do you expect from me? Ah, here we go. Echo test. Fantastic. EchoWebSocket.org. Let's do an HTML5 WebSocket test against the Echo server. The second section walks you through creating a WebSocket application yourself. We host a WebSocket Echo server at demoskazing.com. Echo, which basically supports binary requests, blob, array buffer, byte buffer, the Kazing Echo demo, which supports these blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. Yep. So create a new WebSocket on open, on close, on message, on error. Write to screen connected. Okay. So we can write out those messages that are sent back to us. All right. So let's do a little bit of that. We're going to connect to echowebsocket.org. And we'll write some sort of function here to do something with these things. We'll figure that out. So the way that you can integrate and pass data back and forth. So I'm going to go into index, right? We can execute code. We can specify code that we want to execute in the browser here in this code section. So first thing we want to do is we want to establish that JavaScript connection. And we do that with a onInitialized async method here. And this is going to be async, and return a task. I didn't spell that right, did I? Comments are always lying, out of date, and confusing. Yes, but for a sample that I'm showing Ms. Fierce Kittens how to do this, I want to make sure it's as complete as possible. Cannot change access modifiers. Yeah, I need to make it public. Like that, right? And I still haven't returned a thing yet. Oh, it's protected. Oh, man. I wish it would just complete that for me here. So now I'm still waiting. Yep, awaits and need to return a thing. That's fine. So the first thing, I need a JavaScript runtime in order to be able to reference and access it. So this is kind of weird. You have to inject an IJS. There it is. No. IJS runtime. There we go. And I'll just call it JS runtime. And just like if you've seen other .NET code, Razor code, I'm requesting one of these types of objects, and I'm going to call it that. So what this lets me do is inside here, called JS runtime dot invoke. Oh yeah, you know where I'm going here, right? And I'm going to want to await this because it's going to take some time for that code to execute. What'd you do? No, I didn't want to move that. Put these back together. I'm going to call start socket. So I'm passing the name of the method that I want to call in there. And I need to pass in the collection. I have no arguments to pass into it. Now, why don't you like that? Fine. You want to be that way? I'm going to pass you null. That didn't work either. Fine. I'm passing an empty array. How you like that? You like apples? How about them apples? I didn't implicitly type it. Should this be a lowercase o? Still doesn't like it. Let's see. I'm going to force a compile here. Not built. Talk to Ed Charbonneau about the issue with input select not working with int values. His workaround was to convert in the model. Neat. Hey, S&B. Good to see you. Svava. Ferry had a different team first, changed the focus to name. Yep. Can I recommend some article about starting with async? What are task, thread, and await? Asks Dave, game developer. You're looking for something that can explain that all, that are where that we should use them. So, Dave, game developer, we did an interview with Bill Wagner from the .NET Docs team. Bill is an expert with C#, knows it inside and out. We did an interview with him on the channel about 8-9 months ago now. You can find that in the YouTube archive. Additionally, over on that .NET website, there's a Learn section, and there's a couple of really great videos from Bill about async and await that you can find there as well. So check those out. If anybody wants to dig those up and provide links, go for it. Do I just do new object there? Do I need to actually provide the initializer? Still doesn't like that. You make me sad. Yeah, array creation must have array size. Fine. You know what? New object 0. How you like that, apples? Right? Thank you for the follow, Moskama. Appreciate you joining us. I'm having deja vu, but I think it needs to be invoke async object. Does it? Like that? We did this before. We ran into this. Yeah, it needs to be a generic type. Right? I should be able to do that and have that be a thing. There we go. Oh, yeah. I thought there was also an invoke void async. That's really what I want. Because invoke it asynchronously with a cancellation token, with a timeout. Nah. All right. That works. Here we go. So, right. No. I want it to be down here. Run that. Async are great when your app is I/O bound. Yes. So. Oh, very cool. Thank you, Chris Jones, for the link to the discussion we had with Bill Wagner. Codescu, good to see you. Hello, hello. All right, so that built, we're good there. So now I have .NET code that's executing JavaScript code. Okay, now let's turn it around and go the other way. Hey, Alka. Let's turn around and go the other way. And let's put public static void print echo from JS with a message. Right? And let's make this really easy. Echo from, echo from JS. And let's just create a variable here, a property. String message, just to get this to, so you can see that we're calling .NET code. Okay? And we will start this equal to the empty string. And all that we'll do here in this .NET code is we'll say message. Oh, come on. Okay, so we're just copying that out. Knit1Play2 got your hat. Congratulations, Knit1Play2, receiving one of the Code Party hats. Terrific. Trying to write a speech for church. You speak on the 20th, says Blushing Crafter. More power to you. Good luck with that. That Northern Monkey. How well supported is Blazor in the browser with WebAssembly? What do you mean by supported? Does it work in all the browsers? Is it available? Does Microsoft support it? Not sure what you're referring to there. Let me know. But I'm running Blazor in Firefox on Linux. Think about that one for a second. Why won't it let me set that? Object reference is required. Oh, okay, fine. Fine, be that way. Oh no, I do need this to be a static. All right. So can I make this a static? Will that work too? Will that work? Is it not going to barf at me? The topic is longing this fall. And you're speaking about longing to be yourself. Neat. Is all of .NET Core 3 supported by Blazor WebAssembly? A good chunk of it is. Most of it is. Does it work in all browsers without issue? Yes. Because Blazor compiles to WebAssembly, and that runs in all the browsers. Thanks to our friends Spectre and Meltdown, everybody had to update their browsers, and WebAssembly is an HTML5 standard. So every browser everywhere has this feature. Okay, so what I should be able to do now from my JavaScript, I'm going to go back over to my site JavaScript. So connect, fine, do a thing. Event, well, let me look at that Echo WebSocket thing here. Right, on open, do a thing. On close, do a thing. So on open, it's saying do send. Stoned Raven, thank you so much for the follow. We want to send a message, right? Do send is saying websocket.send. So we should be able to say, I'm going to have to open a WebSocket to, I'm going to have to create a WebSocket. No, wait a sec. Wait a sec. I want to receive a message from there, but I want to generate the message. Well, let me finish writing the sample and we'll figure out where we can connect it to. So, Blazor, JavaScript interop, there it is. So check this out. Let me show you. Invoke JavaScript methods from JavaScript functions from .NET methods. We did that. We even called a void JavaScript function. Invoke async. Boom. There it is. But we want to invoke .NET methods now from the JavaScript. So we're going to label our method JS invocable. Okay. So let me go back over here. We're going to label this. Right, and this is a way for us to say, hey, JavaScript, you can execute this. So we've got that labeled. It wants us to return a task of type. whatever. I'll return a task here. Return task dot completed task. Okay. And from within our JavaScript, we can call .NET invoke method async and pass in the information. So let's do that. Ta-da. So back over here, right? So on whatever the event is, .NET invoke method async, right? And this is, right, where is Blazor? Well, boy. Right, the first bit of this, right, of invoke method, hang on a second, hang on. Invoke method or invoke method async. Let's just do invoke method. I don't need the async. Pass in the identifier of the static method you wish to call. Ah, okay. So that's going to be this. You can actually give it a different name inside the invocable. So we're going to call it that. And we're going to pass in data. And actually, just to make sure. Come here, you. Ah, come on. That's better. Right, so that's going to pass in. Yeah. Right? Blazor sample return array async. That's this. Where's Blazor sample? What am I missing here? Why would you use JavaScript in Blazor? Well, let me come back to this, Zeolution. I've gotten that question several times. This is a thing where we need to integrate with socket.io. Pass in the identifier of the static method you wish to call the name of the assembly containing the function. Ah, okay. So then it's the name of the assembly first. Okay, so the name of the assembly is going to be Blazor socket.io. Like that. And that should do that interop for us. Yeah, so we've run into this issue where socket.io isn't being implemented properly and completely by folks out on the internet. WebSockets are not, so they're dependent on socket.io. So what we should be able to do here is set up, connect to that socket, and send back information. So you know what? I'm going to put it in the connect event here. Right? And let me just make sure. Right, so we've created socket on connect. How do we tell it to actually connect? Right, let me look at the API. Once we create the socket, don't you have to tell it connect, start, right? Yeah, manager connect. Synonym for manager.open. Yeah. If the manager was initiated with autoconnect to false, launches anew. Okay, so I'm guessing. Okay. We should be alright then. So come back over. Not there. Bad place. Let's do this. So that should have started connecting. I'm going to invoke the method right here. Right, and I'm just going to pass back. Connected with socket.io, right? So let's follow this, friends. This page, the index page, hosts socket.io.js. I also need to include my JavaScript that I wrote. There it is. So now my Razor page, when this is called, we'll call the start socket method when it starts, and it'll call that using the JavaScript runtime. So it's going to jump into JavaScript from .NET and make this connection. When it connects, it's going to execute Blazor socket.io print echo from JS connected to socket.io, which is a .NET method here. Let's give it a try. Let's see if I did this right. If I did this right, we've got a complete sample here. We'll throw some comments into it, and we'll toss it over the wall to Fierce Kittens, and
Boom goes the dynamite.
it'll be amazing. I'll be surprised and shocked that it works first time. So I'm going to refresh this page. There, you can see it loaded Socket.io, Socket.js, loaded all the WebAssembly things. And oh, look what's going on here. It's trying to go to /socket.io locally. It's trying to go to WebSocket. Look at that. Look. It's going to echo WebSocket, right? And it's getting a 404 trying to connect and do polling against that. Not wrong. Let me take a look at the console here. Look at this. Same origin policy disallows reading the remote resource at. Fine. But we're not getting the connect event firing, is what it looks like, because we're not connecting properly. Right? Looking at the network. Right? It's trying to reconnect and it's just not getting connecting. So, let me come back over here. Let's cancel this. Right? So, we are calling into Socket.io. It is trying to do the connect. I'm just going to move this up. Right? So, I don't care what it does on connect. Right? I can clearly tell it's trying to connect. I just want to show that it's connecting. All right, I want to make sure that it gets to that method here. Let's give it one more try here and see if we can get there. Fraggle Rock asks, any way you can use TypeScript and keep some sort of type safety between the two worlds, or is strings everywhere the only way? You could certainly use TypeScript to generate the JavaScript that you're going to end up calling, but you're going to end up calling JavaScript back and forth here. So let's see, that's rebuilt. Let's refresh so we get a fresh copy of all of our JavaScript and all of our .NET code. And if I've done this right, there it is. Echo from JavaScript connecting with Socket.io, right? That's the code that I wrote here. So, what we've done, thank you for the host, Copperbeardy. What we've done, and you can see it's connecting and it's trying to interact with Socket.io, with the Echo WebSocket site that we looked at. So let's recap. We have a Blazor page that has this layout. We can get rid of the layout if we want to. That's pretty easy to deal with here. It will start up Socket.io, connect to a location, listen for messages, and pass those messages off to this .NET method. Now, the .NET method at this point could be connected out through SignalR to something else, could be connected to some sort of an endpoint, can then interact with the .NET ecosystem of objects that it already knows how to deal with. Huh? What do you think about that?
Well, do your best.
Oh, not just do my best. I think we got it working the way we said we were going to.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Yeah, we've crossed the streams here successfully and gotten JavaScript and .NET talking to each other and using Socket.io for this. We do need to give out some Mario coins for that. That's not the right one. So that's one way that you can do that. TypeScript for JS interop in Blazor. And I'm guessing what you have there from Chris is doing a little bit of, right, you're building, yeah, you're building TypeScript into JavaScript at deployment time. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's exactly what I would have done. Ashuria asks, wondering how to create a cloud storage thing for programs. You see it all the time with online games, wondering how they do it. So cloud storage, what you can do is you can set up something like an Azure Blob Storage. And you'll be able to get a couple endpoints there that you have keys to in Azure. And you can use the Azure SDKs, whether it's for .NET, JavaScript, whatever your programming language is. There's an SDK for it. And you'll be able to point to that endpoint and save and push your content into that blob storage. It's not too hard to do. I don't have time. We're a little bit over today. I don't have time to go into that, but take a look at how you can use Azure Blob Storage with your favorite SDK. There's some great examples on the docs.microsoft.com website that'll show you how to integrate and do that. Jeremy Knight says App Center has some pretty nice functions for data storage if you're using Xamarin too. There you go. Yep, absolutely. This is like horsing around with it and the horse kicks you back. Oh, stealthy. I'm going to delete my node modules folder here because I don't want it sticking around. Thank you for the follow, Ashuria. Appreciate you clicking the follow button after the question. Thank you very much. I'm going to make this available as some sample code here on my GitHub so that I can point. I'm going to have to tell Fierce Kitten she's going to have to use GitHub. She's going to scream because she doesn't like GitHub, but that's okay. I'm going to call this Blazor Socket IO, a simple example showing how to connect with Socket IO clients with a Socket IO client. There we go. And send and execute .NET methods. There we go. Yep, this is a public repository. Sure, initialize it with a README. Add a git ignore for Visual Studio. We'll make this MIT licensed. All my code is MIT licensed. Create the repository. We will publish this. You don't like GitHub at all, just don't like to use it at home, so I can get better at P4 admin. Oh, perforce. Okay, if that's what you like. I'm gonna come back over here. Git init locally. Git remote add origin. That location. Git pull origin master. There we go. Add all my things. And completed sample code. Fantastic. Git push origin master right -u. I can do that there. And it'll set that up for tracking. There you go. So that was a Blazor sample that works in the browser, works in Firefox, on Linux, built with Microsoft technologies, crossing over using open source technologies, live on Twitch. What do you think about that, huh? Huh? There you go. The most deleted folder in the world. You're not wrong. I recently decided to start learning Python, says Ashuria. And let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Because you were thinking of getting a job in coding. Python's a great beginner language. Has a lot of flexibility because it's dynamic. It's also interpreted. And you can learn it really quickly using Jupyter notebooks. Right? Jupyter notebooks are a way for you to execute code and see immediate results in a web browser. Really neat technology, great for learning. And we have another technology for .NET folks called try.net that you can go to in your browser. So literally, if you go to try.net, you can try executing some .NET code, some C# code, live in the browser. And this executes and runs right here. Carrie Payette!
Payette just gifted 5 subs.
Oh my goodness, thank you, Carrie, so much for 5 gift subs. We'll make donations to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Midnight Tangent Ryan, Mary Jo Stabler, ISO Optolator, Cotter, and Cypher of Tyr. Congratulations, you just got subscriptions to the channel. That's 17 emotes, and you get to throw emotes at my face whenever you write them in chat. Thank you so much for that. Yep. Clark.io does a Wednesday Learn Python stream. Just like Carrie, he's another member of the Live Coders team, just like Alka. And S&B. You can learn from them on Twitch. All right, friends. I've got to wrap it up here. We've closed up our code. We've checked everything into source control. I've shown you try.net here. There's the GitHub if you want to go download and try out the sample that we just built together on stream. Fierce Kittens, I hope that helps you and gets you pointed in a direction where you might be able to take advantage of some of this. And I'll be hanging out in the Discord later. If you have questions, you want to talk about anything technology, hit me up in the Discord. You can find the link to the Discord just below. You can execute the Discord command to get a link that'll let you join the server. All right, let's take a look at who we can raid today. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny. You know what? Here's somebody that we haven't... There's a couple folks here we haven't raided that have just started. Oh, no, wait, no. Those are latest videos. That's not necessarily people who are live right now. No. Not the recommended channels. I don't care about the recommended channels. I want to know what's going on live with our friends. Yeah. You know what? We haven't rated this person in a while. Let's send folks over to... Let's send folks over to Brian Lagunas. Yeah, Carrie. Oh, you say no rush, but the Twitch wife nagging goes to level 9,000. I see how this goes. I see how this goes. So we're going to set up for the raid. Friends, if you're in the chat room and you're a subscriber, grab that first line of text that the bot just wrote out there. Copy it onto your clipboard. Let's get ready to go see Brian. He's working on building Outlook with WPF, showing you how to do a little bit of WPF, a little bit more advanced WPF. If you want to learn WPF, if you want to build your first programming language, I know there's a couple folks here that aren't necessarily programmers, and that's okay. Make sure you check out our friend Fierce Kitten's stream tomorrow night. Give her a follow. She's going to do a little bit of WPF programming, Windows application development for absolute beginners. So give her a follow as well. But we're going to go check out Brian, who's doing a little bit more advanced topic. Thank you for the follow, BitPro. And we are going to set up the raid for Brian Lagunas. There we go. Thank you so much, friends. I really appreciate you tuning in today. I will see you back here tomorrow. We're going to start building some animations in Blazor for this follower train. We've got our leases set up. We've got it able to listen to WebSocket so it gets immediate information from Twitch. We're going to build some CSS and JavaScript and HTML animations live on stream tomorrow. So we have a follower train widget that we can share with our friends. And maybe we'll even publish it out to Azure so anybody can start using it. All right. Get ready to say hi to Brian. I will see you tomorrow. Take care.